Welcome to the Biz Gone Social podcast. We help entrepreneurs navigate how to get known, get customers, and get the edge over their competition. Here is your host, Lorraine Duncan.
So here we are on the Biz Gone Social podcast, and I'm so glad to be here. And my promise to you, as always, is I want to give you a little bit of verbal caffeine that's going to energize your business and help you stay social. Because after all, don't you want to be the business that everyone's talking about? I know I do. And I'm so glad and so stoked to have Raven Pearl with me. Welcome, Raven.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Raven, I was so looking forward to this because you have an amazing story. And so why don't you tell my audience a little bit about your journey and your business and who you serve?
Sure. So I started on a health journey a little over a year ago now. And just to better my health, I had struggled for a few years with postpartum depression after having my first child. And then after having my second child, it was still there, but I kind of learned how to deal with that. But I had gained quite a bit of weight in that process. And I was pre-diabetic. I was feeling my body was feeling tired. And actually, when my second baby was 6 months old, I ended up having to go in the hospital and have emergency surgery to have my gallbladder and my appendix removed. And at that point, I woke up from surgery and was alone in the hospital because it's, of course, COVID time. And I just was laying in the bed thinking to myself, I have to do something to better my health because my body was fighting itself. So I found an amazing health program that I started doing in February of 22. I started the health program, and by 3 months in, I was absolutely in love with it. And I started doing my own health coaching, which is a branch of the company. So now I bring on clients and I help them achieve their ultimate health. And so it's just been an amazing, amazing journey.
So would you say that moment in the hospital was the moment? That was the moment that you decided that I need to do something different?
Yes, that was the moment. I was laying there. I was in pain. Of course, the hospital was very short-staffed. I needed attention and nobody was coming. And I just was laying there kind of just feeling helpless and, bringing in, faith too. I was just laying there, just praying somebody would come in and help me because I needed to get out of the bed. But also just praying okay, I need something, a miracle really, because I just felt so defeated and my body felt so tired. So that was the moment, that I think really everything kind of just woke up and said, all right, you got to do something for yourself. You've got to, you got to figure this out. You've got to change, your lifestyle and everything.
So out of your journey, you decided that you wanted to help others. How is that for you? How does it feel when you help others by serving them?
It feels amazing. I have been working in the healthcare field, serving others for, 15, 16 years now. And I absolutely love being able to serve others any way I can. And also, in personal life with friends and family, just being able to help out and be there for them. So it really gives me, a sense of purpose and really feel like there is my calling, is to just help people in any way I can. So I haven't been in healthcare for a little over a year now because I've been being a stay-at-home mom, but finding this avenue of helping people with their health and helping them feel better about themselves, boost their confidence, self-esteem, and just seeing, putting smiles back on their face because they're starting to believe in themselves again and everything. It's been great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Personally, you have been an inspiration to me because, we are family related and we're friends on Facebook, and I had seen your journey from the beginning. And to me, it was like, it's like whenever I'm ready to go to the gym, I don't feel like going, I'm like, I think of your story.
Oh, well, thank you.
So it's something, I feel like it's more women than men, although men really do struggle with it, but it seems like they can lose weight a whole lot faster than us just because of the muscle mass and everything.
Right.
But it's like women struggle with weight, even when they don't struggle with weight, they're struggling with weight. So it just always comes up, it's like, yesterday I was at the gym and I was like thinking, oh my gosh, it's like, how did I get this way?
Exactly. It's so hard. And I think, self-image is one of those things that is just, I think especially, for men too, like you were saying, but for women, your self-image, is a big thing, no matter if you're thin, or if you have some extra pounds on you, or how your face looks, or, when you look in the mirror, it's always like, okay, do you like the person staring back at you, or are you criticizing that person? Are you looking going, oh my gosh, I could, have less gray hair or less wrinkles, or, so as women, we're our worst critics, really. We're always, nitpicking at ourselves and stuff like that. So I think, definitely trying to find that healthy balance, that you're beautiful in your own skin, and everybody is, beautiful in their own way, and just trying to find that positivity, and not looking at the negatives. There's always something we can, nitpick about ourselves, but just trying to look in the mirror and go, you're beautiful. And, whether you're thin or you have extra weight, no matter how you feel, just feeling beautiful in your own skin, I think that's very important.
Absolutely. With weight loss being, I guess it's the multi-billion-dollar, profession to get involved in. Everybody, it's a pain point for a lot of people. So a lot of people are selling all this stuff online, and they're selling products. They're selling the miracle pill. I like to call it the miracle pill because those miracle pills never work, by the way.
Right. Yes. I've been there. I've tried those. They do not work.
And I always felt, and you can tell me if you agree with this, I always feel like that, what you eat, who you are as a person, what you do, who you choose to hang out with, all these kind of things. It's all a choice, a lifestyle choice. And I like to think that, being, conscientious of your weight and all that is a lifestyle choice, and not necessarily, something that you can fix overnight, it's something that you have to do every day. So you've lost a lot of weight. What do you do to not, because everybody always hears the stories, I lost 50 pounds, but I gained 75 back, or right. I lost 25 pounds and I gained 50 back, or, I lost, I hear those stories all the time. What have you been doing in your journey to make this a lifestyle choice, that this is, I want to be the best I can, for my family, for my friends, for myself, because if you don't, so what are some things that you now continue to do in your journey? Sure.
So, quite a few things is definitely mindset change, thinking about food as fueling your body and not a necessity, not like you don't need to eat, but you need to fuel your body. So fueling your body, properly by, portion control is definitely a big thing. And having that healthy balance of carbs, of proteins, of vegetables, of fruits and, stuff like that. So finding that healthy balance, having a balanced plate, and eating, throughout the day. I eat every 2.5 to 3 hours. I have a little snack. And then I'll have, my meal, or something like that, or I'll have a couple meals depending on the day. So really just, it's all a lot about mindset, and part of, the program that I coach and I'm part of, it's learning to change your mindset. And like I said, looking at food as fueling your body, not as I need to eat, but I need to fuel my body, so fueling your mind, body, soul too, like, and really that's one of the biggest components is, the key habits of health, training your mind to think of those. And, instead of a big one is going to the fridge for a snack and looking in the fridge and going, wait a minute. Okay. Am I really hungry or am I just bored? That's a huge one for people to conquer. So it's like, you know what? Okay. Are you bored? You're going to the fridge. You're looking for a snack. Why don't you try drinking a glass of water and seeing how you feel, and stuff like that. So definitely finding that healthy balance is a big, big thing.
Absolutely. I think about, I always track what I eat, because when I don't, that's when I get into trouble.
Yes.
And because, it's always portion control. It's like, you'll say, like, when I go for my like yearly physical, I don't really eat that much. And then I start tracking again, and it's like, oh, I actually did eat that. Oh, wow. That was a lot of calories.
Exactly. And that's one of the things, like even people are like, well, I eat, salads all the time. I eat a bunch of vegetables. It's like, okay, but how much salad are you eating? How much vegetables are you eating? Like, yes, you may be eating healthy things, but you're going to be eating too much of a healthy thing, so really just finding that balance.
Yeah. And it's always good to eat healthy things, but I just know that, like, if you're getting the restaurant portion, for instance, of a Caesar salad, first of all, I always ask for the dressing on the side. Yep. Just because, like, the dressing is really high in calories. And then if they put nuts in it, nuts are good for you, but you know what? It's a lot of calories. Like, you really can only have like less than a quarter cup. I think it's even less, maybe one. Yeah, it's a quarter cup of certain nuts. And, you're already at, like, I forget how much calories it is, but you really do have to be careful and be mindful of what you're eating. A lot of times, you probably agree with me on this, is a lot of times people are eating on the go now, or they're in a rush. And what happens is they're not doing this mindful eating. I try at lunchtime, when I had like a little weight gain, what I would do is I break away from the computer, and at lunchtime I would go sit somewhere just to be away from. So I was very conscientious of that little bite, that one bite I was taking. And a lot of people, like, they do this like mindless eating.
Exactly. And you do, and a lot of people are on the go. I mean, life is so busy, I think, and everybody, it's just like everybody's so fast paced and everything. So it's definitely eating on the go. And there's a few places that are healthy per se to eat on the go, but for the most part, you're not getting, proper nutrition, or you don't even know sometimes how many calories you are consuming, by going to fast food and stuff. And if people, like, I know they put the calories on the menus now at takeout places and stuff, but if you actually pay attention to how many calories you're consuming, it's crazy how you can do it in an instant,
Yeah, and I can't even think of the name of the place. We were in South Carolina, and it was a chain, one of those chain restaurants, but a little bit more upscale than, like, for instance, McDonald's or Wendy's. But it was kind of like an Applebee's, but it's the other one. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Okay.
But if you go, oh, that's what it was. I know exactly what it was. It was Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
And I went, and because it was close by, and it was the only thing we had time for. And I was actually watching what I was eating, because that's sometimes you can gain weight on vacation. Yes. So I wanted to maintain or lose. That's always my goal when I'm on vacation, or if I'm visiting my daughter, whatever, however that looks. What ends up happening as I'm looking at this menu, and, like, I don't think on the first page alone, I don't think that there was, like, everything was over 1,000 calories. Well, that's almost my whole intake for the day.
Right.
And it was like, and this was just lunch. It was like, it wasn't even dinner. I think it was lunch. And I'm like, it means I can't, if I eat something. So literally I had to get, like, I think I got a salad. and it was, I couldn't believe it. And Applebee's is the same way. I mean, everybody thinks it's a good place to eat, but you got to look at what they're cooking with, and, everything else. It's
exactly it, and that's a lot of the thing too, is additives in food and stuff, like going to, going, like you said, going to restaurants, and I've learned, I was kind of like, would always like sheepishly ask, to modify something or whatever. And, in the beginning, because I just wasn't like super comfortable. And now I'm like, hey, can I get, this and this without that? And they're like, sure, like, So it's really, being comfortable asking, for modification, and I mean, I don't ask for anything like super elaborate, cause then you're going to get them like mad at you, you don't want to make the cook mad, but for minor modifications, like you said, salad dressing on the side, or, hey, when you cook that piece of fish, can you not cook it in butter, or, just stuff like that,
And by the way, they cook everything in butter or vegetable oil. Or
yes, they do.
Unfortunately. Well, it sounds to me like you could really help a lot of people. And by the way, knowing you I don't know you well, but I know you enough that just want to say I'm very proud of you.
Thank you very much.
What is the one thing though that you would love to, see happen with your health journey and your coaching business? What would you
the one thing is just helping as many people as I can get back to finding themselves again. I lost myself for quite some time. Like I said, I suffered with postpartum depression journey, and then the weight gain and just having a bunch of health problems and stuff. So really, I'm finding myself again, and it's just been it's an amazing journey. But just helping people just get their happiness back, whether that's lose weight or, even just eat healthier, like I promote, mostly the weight loss side of it, also the health side of it, but I was on a weight loss, been on my weight loss journey and everything. So really just helping people, get healthy and love themselves again, that's the biggest thing. That's my goal.
Awesome. Now I'm going to switch gears a little bit. What do you enjoy most about being in business? Because being in business is not always easy, but being, you want to bring in some money. What do you enjoy most about, your business right now? What do you are really?
I love seeing, obviously the success that, people are having. I love, just really like spreading the word. I have clients that, spread the word for me, and just having my clients be their own walking billboards. I think that's one of the best things is, other people seeing their success, and saying like, I'm technically, I guess, my own walking billboard, but just seeing them out there, and people seeing their success, like, oh my goodness, you look amazing. So just, I think having little billboards out there, my clients, just showing off and just feeling amazing and stuff. I think that's one of the best, the most rewarding things.
Yeah. And nothing like word of mouth. When you get a testimony from a customer, they tell everybody about it. They're all excited. So
exactly.
It's the best recommendation and everything. So challenges. There's always challenges to running your own business. And, everybody paints it as this is so glamorous. Oh, you have your own business. That's amazing. But there are some challenges. What would you say is your biggest challenge right now?
My biggest challenge right now, I would definitely say critics, people that are like, oh, okay, let's see if she, can maintain her weight loss, or, is this program really worth it? Like, I think those types of people, I definitely, and those critics will come and I, definitely talk to them and say, listen, I'm doing well. But, I think the critics and just, it's a tough time financially for a lot of people. And, yes, my program costs money, but at the same time, I show you how it balances out, with your grocery bill and stuff like that. So just, getting people to look past the dollar sign, because it's such a hard time, financially for a lot of people. So just getting them to look past that, I think is one of the tough challenges.
Absolutely. So because this is a show about, a lot of business owners do listen to it.
Yeah.
If you had one piece of advice that you could give, whether it's somebody new, somebody seasoned, or somebody thinking about starting their own business, what would that be?
Sure. Don't give up, and don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to speak up, and tell people about your story, tell people about your business, share on social media. We are in such a, social media time and age right now where you can reach. I mean, you mention one thing and it can reach that right person, so don't be afraid to share and never feel like you're oversharing. I think that's one of the biggest things. It's like, yeah, you're going to get those people that are like, oh, geez, there's another post from Raven again or something like that. But don't be afraid to overshare, because you never know who you're going to reach. And you never know when that moment is you're going to reach that right person that needs your business, or, you posted something that really just speaks to them. And that's what it's all about, reaching that right person.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to thank you for being on my podcast.
I thank you for having me.
If someone resonated with you or they need help with their weight loss journey, how would they get in touch with you?
Sure. So you can find me on Facebook at Raven Blodgett Pearl. And you will see my profile pop up. I post a lot of things publicly. Or if you're on Instagram or Facebook or, TikTok, any of those social medias, I have a hashtag Pearl Health New Hampshire. So it's Pearl Health NH. If you search that hashtag, there will be a bunch of posts that pop up that I make, and that'll tell you about my journey. I post recipes, I post, motivational quotes, all that stuff. So that's the easiest way to get in touch with me is through my Facebook page.
That's awesome. And do you have anything to offer at all to my audience?
Sure. So, if you, search for me and, you want, I have a little form on my Facebook page that you can fill out. It comes straight to me. It's a short health survey. And then I, set up a phone call with you, and I would love to chat, and, I'd love to give you, a $25, credit towards, just, talking with me. If you want to join my health program, I'd love to offer that to your listeners. It really, truly has just been life-changing for me, and something that can be maintained for a lifetime for your ultimate health.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And again, thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
And everyone out there, until next week, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Biz Gone Social podcast. Find us on Instagram at Biz Gone Social for extra tips. Check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, stay social.